Hi guys, it's Nikki, you also known as Thesis Trader, and you're watching the Philippine Market Update. It's March 30, 2021. It's close to the end of the month, and it's actually the start of it's a shortened week. In the Philippine markets, we're actually closed Thursday and Friday for observance of the Holy Week. So those who are watching the streaming should actually be aware that we will not have a stream update on Thursday and Friday in observance of the Holy Week. Now let's discuss the Philippine markets. All right. So you could see that the Philippine market right now is down 62 points, and you also have a very low value turnover. The index is actually down a bit, and as you could see, even a week prior, the market has always been value turnover small. So the market was already cautious about the increasing of the COVID cases, and the increase has actually been aggravated. I think the Philippine cases have broke above 10,000 cases in a single day. The market value turnover of your Philippine market is now trading at 4.3 billion pesos, suggesting how bearish the Philippine markets are. So no matter if we actually rally in the next couple of months, we actually will get a dead cat bounce or a sell the rally moment. So in the Philippine market, you could see that the index movers are still going down, with a majority of them going down. So in the Philippine markets, which were strong, your URC consumer staple 134.5, it bodes well for the upcoming Mondanisan IPO, if it will ever proceed IPO this year, 2021. Now let's take a look at other names. Your Meralco 277.4, your Jollibee 177, your Robinson's Land 18, Pure Gold 40 pesos, Bloomberry 7, Lucia Talent Group 13.5, Emperador 1036, GT Cap 537, AGI 10.68, your PLDT is 1268, your SM is 970, your DMCI is 565, Mega World is 367, Aboitiz Power 23.7, your First Gen is 30, your Robinson's Retail is 57, Globe is 1901, JG Summit is 60.85, San Miguel Corporation is 120, Security Bank is 121, BPI is 84, MPI is 3.69, Ayala Land is 35.45, Aboitiz Equity Ventures is 35.3, ICT is 121, Ayala Corp is 752, Metro Bank's 45, BDO is 104, SM Prime is 35.55. You could see clearly in the Philippine market that the only alternative of cash is just to buy some cash dividends, or companies are actually relatively cheap versus their counterparts. That said, you could see that the Philippine market is just in a tight range, wherein the majority is just getting 2 to 3% reward or 5%, suggesting that there's really lack of volume interest in the Philippine market. So amongst the cash dividends, yes, you do get some cash dividends if you try to buy some Meralco, if you try to buy some Globe, but then again, or PLDT, but then again, it's just an alternative to cash deposits, time deposits, and you are still seeing that the market in general is waiting for a bigger bargain. Okay, so let's take a look at stats, top traded volumes. All right, so your BDO is slowly going down, 103.9. GMA is 875. Dito Telecom going down. Your land is up, but it's rare for these companies to go up. 22% today. It's very 60 million pesos today, but it's not as if it's every day. Top 30 most actively traded does not have land all the time. Your DD REITs is 2.16, down 3%, so it's just like a bond. Let's see whether the people will buy it at $2 or 1.8. Your Metro Bank is 45, ICT is 121, GG Summit 60, so it's really just a trading range. Your APLs and FA, just there, 20 cents, $2 at 2 peso, Merimart 5 peso, Green is 385, ABA is 116, Primex is 218, RMRC is 41 cents. We don't see enough volume in the Philippine market, suggesting that most Filipinos are already observing the Holy Week early on. Not much volume happening in the Philippine market. It's actually mostly, I'd say like Philippine market interest is zero. It's disinterest. We're in a disinterest period. Top gainers, very little. As I said, land, Primex, there's not a lot of volume here. It sometimes is there, sometimes isn't. So it's not material. All right, so where's losers? Which are the biggest losers today? After hitting 37, SM Prime goes down to 35, so it's still trapped in a range. Your Metro Bank down from about 47 to 45. DD REITs going down. ICT 121, GMA 7, 875. There's nothing much, to be honest. So I'll just read your comments, if any, so that we could proceed more in a more interesting global market update. Good PM. Red DD REITs. Good to buy for long-term hold. DD REITs are going to be just an alternative to your bonds. Don't expect much. Usually REITs are expected just give 5 to 7% yield in a single year. So the majority of DD REITs, of course, are office-related spaces. Therefore, you are betting on a cyclical company. Meaning, if the office spaces go up again, then you will get a gain. But if the tenants are relatively low in an environment of a shift to remote work, then no matter how great your office space is, whether it be in this case in the prime commercial grade region of MOA, Parañaque versus anything, basically even Ayala REITs, no matter what they say, office people, how many people are actually in the office? Perhaps 50% of them are still working from home. Now, hi, Ate Nikki. What are your thoughts on Cebu preferreds? Is it a preferred share of Cebu PAC? Yes. The SEB preferred shares are, of course, given to the people who had SEB shareholders, which means that you have the right to buy SEB at 38 bucks. So definitely the shares will go up over time if you believe that the economy of the Philippines will reopen and travel again. That said, it could take a while. So the people who have Cebu Pacific might actually sell at 45, 48, 50 bucks in the short term, given that travel might not happen until next year. Of course, people want to check in their bucket list after the pandemic, they want to travel. Therefore, Cebu Pacific and the preferred shares will have value. Similarly, the DD REITs, when will it have value? When the Philippine market reopens for good. So in the short term, it's just 5%. Right? You don't expect much. In the short term, you just get yields. The tenants are there. As long as the tenants pay their rental, then you've got dividends to distribute. If the tenants aren't there, what type of dividends are we talking about? Okay, so DD REITs are supposed to give you 90% cash dividends. Whatever they earn in a single year, they'll give it to you if you are a DD MPR shareholder. Same for Ayala REIT, same for the Philinvest REIT that they are discussing in the disclosures. Robinson's Retail Pure Gold, which is a better buy. In terms of supermarket coverage, Pure Gold is the #1 in the Philippines. Pure Gold has overtaken even your SM retail supermarkets, and I'd argue that Pure Gold is a better cash flow. It is more direct because it's a pure play really on a Philippine domestic essentials. Whether it be the SNR warehouse, which is an 8% net margin, or the Pure Gold supermarket, which is a 4% margin. Cash flow wise, I'd say Pure Gold has the right element here. Nonetheless, the Robinsons Retail here at about 55, 58, it's okay. You won't make a lot. It's probably okay, no? We argued that Robinsons Retail is fine. Where is it suffering? 50% losses on their specialty stores. You've seen how the malls got closed. There's nobody buying clothes. Who buys Topshop? I think Topshop had to close down. Dorothy Perkins had to close down. Worldwide, just as what you saw with the likes of Forever 21, closing shop, apparel retail. Who cares about apparel when we are suffering? We need more cash on our essential goods rather than just a better clothing, right? So I think like in general, it has been the specialty retailers that are getting hurt the most. And Robinson's Retail, of course, has that specialty department store, similar to actually Mrs. G. Mrs. G is not a pure It's not purely supermarket, and that's what is the reason why it continues to trade at a discount. So I think like between Robinson's Retail and Pure Gold, if you had one choice only, it's a no-brainer. It's P Gold. Okay, thoughts on MPI? It's fine. You've got infrastructure, you've got debts, but the interest rates right now are so low, so MPI will be able to pay that cash dividend. MPI has cash flow generation, of course, from its ownership on PLDT, Meralco. These are all highly stable cash flow entities. So what's happening with MPI is really just a majority of the people are just seeing that, well, MPI is lethargic, doesn't give me much cash dividends. And for the last 5 years, MPI has always just been giving about, I think 3% div. Let me take a look at it. Let me just check again. MPI dividend history. So it gave about 5 cents, right? So okay, let's say that you do achieve a 5 centavos right now. Okay, so if you buy at 4 pesos, what's that? 1%. So most people who buy MPI don't really buy MPI. They'd rather buy Meralco or PLDT for a better level of dividends. Okay, I'm about to enter Robinson's Land at current level. I think that Robinson's Land here about 18, You're neither here, neither there. You're not oversold, neither are you overbought. So it's just really apathy zone. At 18, it's neither here, neither there. It's like you're eating soup. It's not cold, it's not hot. Greetings, Remaxes. What are your thoughts? Will it be declaring any cash dividend soon? I like Maxis. I think like $5, $5 below or $6 below should be okay. I think Maxis right now is trading at about 5.7. Wait, let me see. Where is Maxis right now trading at? Maxis is now trading at 5.71. All right. So as you could see, there's very low value turnover. Nobody cares about how Pancake House and all these yellow cab pizzas are surviving this COVID challenge world. Nonetheless, I think Maxis management is highly aware of the pivot to the digital zone. They love drive-thrus, they love deliveries, and they are very much in the ghost kitchen world. How so? Because most of their restaurants, you can order a Pancake House, a Krispy Kreme, all through just one call. That tells you that Maxis, Jollibee, and Shakey's, the Philippine restaurants that are listed in the Philippine market, actually are not really decrepit companies. Even if all the people are just at home, they still continue to patronize these restaurants. So when the household spending does turn back in the Philippine market, I would argue that Maxis should recover soon. Will it declare cash dividends? I don't expect it to declare cash dividends if that's the question. However, if they do, then it's great. If they don't, doesn't matter. I don't think that people buy Maxis, Jollibee, or pizza for a dividend play. None of the people actually buy it for dividends. If that's your goal, don't go to Maxis, Jollibee, or pizza for a dividend. If dividend is your plan, go for companies that are giving you 5 to 6% dividends, and that's always been your Globes, your PLDTs, Meralcos. But Maxis should be fine if you're there for the cost ratio, kasi the cost curve of Maxis will eventually go down because of the structural story that you are doing ghost kitchens. Therefore, your operational expenses will forever go down. There's no need to pay rental. There's no need to pay a lot of operations on the waiters, on the cashiers. So from a structural perspective, what's happening in the restaurants or the fast food chains is actually a good, well, I don't know if you call it good, but it's really good in the long term. You lower the footprint and then you increase the sales no matter if it's 50 square meter or 100 square meters. Think about it this way. Everyone has to adapt. And Maxis, Jollibee, and all these pizzas, Shakey's, and even all your typical restaurants have adapted. If they didn't adapt, they will not survive this environment. Therefore, it's a direct-to-consumer relationship. If I love my yellow cab, I will order from Maxis, right? Because Maxis owns yellow cab. If I don't like my yellow cab pizza, if I don't like it, then I'll just order from other pizza places, whether it be Angel's Kitchen Pizza, which is okay. Masarap yung spinach pizza niya. I tried it, spinach dip pizza. There's also Crosta Pizza. There's also Amici. There's also there's tripod pizza. I mean, at the end of the day, I think the majority of the Filipinos are given alternatives. The question of Maxis is, how big is the loyalty of their customers to their product? Given that typically I can order pizza anywhere I go. I just go IG, I just go Food Panda, I just go Grab, right? So that is a risk that Maxis, Jollibee, and Shakey's Pizza have to constantly battle out. It's a battleground between them, which is your loyal fast food chains, versus where's your loyalty to the taste, consumer experience pa rin. So ganon. And may the best pizza win. Okay, thoughts on nickel miners? Okay lang. It's just gonna be downtrend for now because definitely the market has low volume. You actually have a majority of people who believe in the secular trend on nickel. Therefore, of course, your electric vehicles, right? Your storage batteries. But the drop should be more seen as a normal profit taking. So it can go for peso, for 50. It can, and then some people will probably buy it when the time is really good. But for now, if there's no volume in the market, don't expect your Nickel Asia to actually be up without any catalyst. Thoughts on Prim? Wala, backdoor of something, which I don't know. Could this be the bottom for PSEI, Tosha? I don't think we bottom out with low volume, so I don't see a bottom yet. Any news on the MCI? Well, you saw that the MCI benefited from the Semirara move because Semirara announced a 1 peso 25 cents cash dividend. Other than that, I don't see a reason for the MCI to continue going up. So the MCI here about 5.7 or 5.6 should be more of a chance to get out rather than to buy, right? Semirara went up because of that cash dividends. Note what will happen. After the cash dividends are over, bye-bye. It's going to go down for Semirara, going to go down for DMC. Why do you think that's so? Typical. Usually, X date after, 90% of the time, stocks will go down after the cash dividend. What happened to Metrobank? Same. Metrobank went to 51, 52. Where is it now? 45. 7 pesos down. So, that's it. May I know your insights about GMA, given its regard dividend play? Similar. All the dividends are always the same. You go up prior to the X date, after the dividend, down. So, usually, it's a sucker's trap. Be aware. Dividends are sucker rallies. Whatever it may be, just be aware that usually the best tactic for dividends is you sell before the X date and then you buy a month after when the dividends are given out, and then you really usually withhold your dividends, whether it be PLDT, Globe, Metrobank, whatever company, especially the big divs, because it's not really typical yan. Short-term pump and then sell and then dump. That's it. All right. Thank you very much, guys. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And do watch our global market update as well. Bye-bye. Have a good Holy Week.